Ladies and gentlemen, someone call a doctor because I've got a severe itch for the Switch It Up show. That's right.
That sounds like something you need a doctor for.
I think so, man. Dr. Mario, perhaps.
Oh my god. It all comes back around.
Yeah, that was good, man. We didn't even plan that out. You are listening to I believe it's the 12th episode of the Switch It Up show, a podcast dedicated to everything Nintendo Switch. My name is Glenn, and I am joined by my wonderful host, Mr. Seth Trapp.
Heyo.
We have an expansion-packed episode for you, as always, here on the Switch It Up show. We're going to take you through a little bit about what we're playing, talk about some news, talk about the new releases, and at the end, we'll do a review of Sonic Mania, which I'm super excited to get to. But before we do, let's go ahead and listen to this music just for a second. So I know you're probably wondering, like this is the 12th episode, when are they going to stop, rolling this music in the beginning? And the answer is probably never.
Never.
No. I love
Gotta
it.
stay.
I love it way too much, sir. And speaking of things I love, we're going to talk about some of the games that we're playing recently that we are in love with over on the inventory, where we just talk about what we're playing. And I'm so happy that you've taken me up on my advice that I gave you last week about buying Splatoon.
Oh my god, man.
Dude,
that's been it. I think we've both been just doing that, man.
That's it, man. It's great because probably the big game that we play a lot of, we talk about sometimes, is Destiny over on the PS4, and Splatoon has filled that void of there being no Destiny so well. It's got all the grindy, I need to work on my gear aspects, but at the same time, a match is done in 3 minutes. So even if I only have 30 minutes, I can get 10 rounds in, which is crazy. You play that game for an hour, you feel like you've been playing it all day. It's a lot of fun, man. You having a good time with it yourself?
Oh, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving Splatoon. I check daily on the Nintendo Store, or the Nintendo Companion app, I believe it is. I get those unique bits of gear. I love this salmon run thing you're doing, working with your buddies to just beat up monsters with paint. I have a lot of fun with it, man. It's a surprisingly good time.
Yeah, man, I really like it a lot. If anybody out there has touched the single player, let me know what you think about it, because I actually haven't jumped into the single player at all yet. I've been just doing all multiplayer, all salmon run.
I did one mission.
Oh, did you? What was it like?
I did. It was interesting. It was just go here, shoot up this. You're on your own. Team up with people if you want. You can do it with buddies, I believe. We could team up, do a little story mode.
All right, that's kind of cool. I don't know, man. I'm in love with that as a multiplayer game. We've been using the app Discord to do our voice chat, which has been pretty good. I do wish that part was a little easier, and the party system is a little wonky. I have to kind of just hope that I can get in the same room as you when I click join, and we're probably not going to be on the same team, but we might be. There's
one time where 3 of us were all on the same team.
Yeah, I think it happened
out of 20 games.
It had to be. That part could use a little bit of tweaking. I would like to be able to play with my friends and still be on the same team, but regardless, it's still a ton of fun, man. Yeah, Splatoon for sure has been the main game that we've really been playing. But it's now time for Potent Power-Ups, which is our news segment where we talk about some of the things that are going on in the world of the Nintendo Switch. 2 things I found out there on the interwebs. One of them I take deep issue with, and
what's that?
Well, that's actually, Mr. Trapp, I'm glad that you asked, because that's that Nintendo points are starting to expire. So basically, I don't know if you know this, but now when you purchase a game, whether it be a physical game or a game in the eShop, if you select that title, and I think it's the plus button on the on the Switch, you can actually go and you can redeem points that you can use for discounts on other games, or for actually being able to download other games. But currently, if you bought the Switch at launch and you started to register some of your games right away, those points, they actually expire. So people are starting to see those points expire when there hasn't even been any Switch rewards eligible yet. No, apparently not. They say it can expire sooner than that. But one way around that is you actually don't need to register your points right away. You can save them and register them later. But I mean, before they had my Nintendo,
I got a lot of unregistered points.
Yeah, man. I registered some, but then I kind of stopped. Before my Nintendo, there was Club Nintendo where you can like stockpile all of your points, and it was awesome. You could just kind of have everything and like kind of plan out what you wanted to get. But now you kind of have to be a little more patient with it, I guess, if you don't want to risk losing them. And hopefully we get some Switch rewards soon, man. There's really not much out there in terms of, well, there's nothing for Switch. If you have the 3DS, there's stuff you can use your points for, but not for Switch yet. So hopefully maybe a few more Nintendo games come out, like it'll get popular again.
God willing.
Yeah, man. Have you heard anything about these third-party docks that are for sale?
I saw some stuff coming up that they are starting to pop. Like we're finally seeing some third-party docks on the go type deals.
Yeah, they're pretty cool looking. Right now, if you want to be able to buy a like an extra dock from Nintendo, I believe you can buy one that's just literally just the dock, no power adapter, no HDMI cable, and it's $60. So if you want a spare dock, you can get the officially licensed one, but it's not cheap. If you want something a little bit more portable, that's like a lot more affordable, there's a couple docks out there that basically look a lot like the look like an adapter for like a MacBook. It's the USB-C connection on one side, and then on the other side of it, it's another USB-C port for charging, USB port, and an HDMI port. And it's a tiny little adapter. I mean, I don't even think it's as big as like a game case for the Switch. There's a couple companies that are making them out there right now. There's two that are for list on Amazon. One of them is called the Fast Snail HDMI HDMI adapter for Nintendo Switch. It's priced at.
Sounds gross about that.
What was that?
Sounds gross about that.
Fast Snail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little questionable. It's $29.99. Then there's another one on Amazon that's $27.99. That's called the Myrian, MyrIann. And then if you really want to kind of get it on the cheap, if you head over to AliExpress, which if you're not familiar with AliExpress, they're a way for you to buy a lot of products directly from China. You can actually pretty much just search like HDMI adapter for Nintendo Switch, and they sell what looks to be like the exact same thing for $22. And it's got free shipping. So basically for anywhere between $22 and $29, you can get yourself a Nintendo Switch adapter with HDMI if you want to have one on the go.
That's the move.
Yeah, it seems pretty cool. I might end up grabbing one depending on like how like what the reviews are like and if they work out well for people. But we'll see. That's all I got in the world news, sir. So if it's all right with you, we're going to go ahead and roll right into new releases, or a segment that we fondly refer to as Press Continue. I'd like to talk a little bit about the games that are coming out this week. And really, this week, for me, it's all about Sonic Mania. I've definitely spent some time playing this. I am excited to talk about it in our Let's Play review. But Sonic Mania has been the game that I've played the most this week, personally.
Splatoon still for me.
Really?
Just because I spent so many hours with it, and I still did some yesterday, even after I downloaded Sonic. I'm playing Sonic on the PS4, so that way we can stream it. Be sure to check it out on our YouTube page, and also check it out on our Twitch, /Preach Network.
Yes, and if you're streaming Nintendo Switch, we're hoping to do it. We're hoping to do it soon. But if you have like a streaming box that you really like, go ahead and reach out to us over on Twitter @SwitchItUpShow. We'd love to take your recommendations because we're about to dip our toes into that water. But we appreciate your guidance. The other game that's coming out this week is a game called Troll and I. Troll and I is actually kind of getting a lot of hate at the moment. A lot of people are calling it. A lot of people are saying it just visually doesn't look very good, and the control schemes are supposed to be not so great. The synopsis is: deep in the Nordic wilderness, a teenage boy named Otto is forced to flee his home after a band of brutal hunters rip through his village in a search of a mythical creature rumored to inhabit the forest. Now on the run for his life, Otto inadvertently finds and befriends the elusive creature being sought by the hunters. Thus begins the perilous adventure of Troll and Otto.
Sounds fun.
It sounds kind of cool. Like the graphics don't look like anything like amazing from the screenshot, but they don't look like horrible. We actually we're actually going to be talking about this on an upcoming episode. We have a lot of games to review. We have a good backlog, and what I think we're going to be doing in the future is we're going to have like Seth will review a game, I'll review a game, and we'll kind of like decide on like a winner. It'll be like this game versus this game in like a review battle in a way.
That's true.
So,
we'll do it to it, Lars.
So you will hear about Troll and I, and we'll give an honest opinion if it's really as bad as they say it is. But I mean, I read the synopsis. We just read it together. I saw the screenshots, and before the reviews started to come out, like I was excited to play this, and I still am excited to play this. I encourage you guys, make up your own minds. But Troll and I, you can go check that out if you're interested. There's no demo or anything like that, but if you want to give it a shot, it is $29.99, so it is a little pricier compared to some of the games we usually review on here. But if you sit tight, we will have a review on the show, and you can hear our opinions. It'll be a good time, I promise. That's right, man.
Beautiful. You sold me, man.
Thank you. Good, sir. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to need you to sell me on Sonic Mania. Because if I'm playing devil's advocate, I'm looking at you in the face and I'm saying, like, what is going on with yet another Sonic game? How many times can they possibly drag this franchise through the mud? Why don't you tell me why Sonic Mania is something to go crazy about?
I worried about that myself, what with them doing the Sonic 4, which was seemingly critically panned. I didn't touch it, to be honest. And I thought that it looked like it could have been fun, but I never got near Sonic 4, Episode 1 and 2. I was like, why are they doing it episodically? It's a Sonic game.
Yeah, I played
never
it
been
on
that
PS4,
deep on a story, Yeah, exactly.
I played that on PS4. It wasn't too bad, like Sonic 4.
No?
No. I mean, I think Sonic Mania is better, for sure, but... but I enjoyed it.
So I have no idea what's wrong with Sonic 4. Never touched it. But I know that Sonic Mania is like a nostalgia love letter to all things Sonic. I'm going to spoil a little bit of it for you, ladies and gentlemen. You start out doing the plane ride straight from Sonic 3. Then you hit the old spot, and I was like, oh my god, am I playing the same old game? No. You trip out, you go back in time to the original Green Hill Zone, and you play through that. And it's awesome. And then they do the songs with a little bit of a remix. There's a little bit of Doot Doots in there. They toss something in to keep it new and fresh. Then, like, the second level of all the old levels is, like, completely new. Like, full-on remix style. It's got that super, like, 1993 vibe to it, which I really dig. It plays exactly the same as the old-school Sonics. Exactly like Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It's a great time. It's an absolutely great time. And then they do a couple more nostalgia bits. Like, I only got through the second level, but the boss in the second level is just Mean Bean Machine. Like, you literally get to play Mean Bean Machine. Go watch the video on our YouTube page. You will hear me mark out so hard for Mean Bean Machine.
I'm having a great time playing that game, man. It's a very good blend of, like, the classic Sonic and, like you said, with the remixed music and the remixed levels. I love that all the special stages seem to be back. I really like the special stage where you have to run around and kind of like tag all of the blue spheres and turn them red. It seems like it's a lot harder than it used to be, and I don't know if that's just me or if the game actually is harder. But it's not like an unfair hard. They have a lot of those tricks where they like set a spring up that will spring you into spikes. Or the enemies come and they're timed in just a way where they're almost like out to get you. But like it's nothing that's impossible. It kind of, if anything, it kind of like brings back those memories of how, like, I don't know, how annoyingly enjoyable like the original Sonic games were. It's very...
You're right, man. It's hard. It is hard, and it feels that way. And I worry that it's my age. I worry that at 12 I was incredible, but at nearly 30 yeah. I can't get by whatsoever.
Dude, it's not it's not like it's like oppressive or anything like that. It's just like, it's difficult. There's a learning curve to it. So it might just be like getting the habit of playing one of those side scrolling like fast
getting into it again, because it's really all just like react.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, in Sonic, like, the first thing that you want to do is you want to go fast. But at the same time, like, I've been trying to take my time as I go through these levels because I just want to check everything out. I want to see how everything is different.
Easter eggs and stuff that they're throwing in, I guess. You can find them. They're all around. I'm really hoping to see like an appearance from the Chaotix, from that Knuckles Chaotix game, which I would call the last good Sonic game before Sonic Mania.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. It came out on like 32X.
That was it, man. That and BC Racers were the only games I had for the Sega 32X.
Oh my gosh, you're living in a whole new world. First of all, if you guys could afford to have the 32X, because that thing.
Oh yeah, man. I went out, I found that thing. It was like, this was after like Sega Saturn had already come out,
Okay.
so they were getting it cheap. It was a good time though. This is a good game. It's a great game. I'm praying for a Sonic Spinball boss or something like that because I loved Spinball. Don't want to get too much into the nostalgia of Sonic. Check us out on the Preachcast episode because that's where we're going to be going on all about that right there. So far, though, bro, what would you give Sonic Mania?
I mean, this is, I feel like you have to take this with a grain of salt because, like, I grew up playing, like, some kids have, like, you know, Super Nintendo. Like, I had Sega Genesis. So Sonic was, like, the games that I, like, grew up on. So when I played this, and it reminded me of, like, exactly playing it. It played just like a Sonic game when I was a kid. So, I mean, this is literally perfect for me. This is a 5 out of 5 for me, man. For sure.
Okay. I want to give it a 4.5. Definitely. I'm going to give it a 4.54. There are just times where the level design, I don't think necessarily lends itself to its own style. You get slowed down by a couple things, which doesn't really fit the whole thing. And I feel like there are legitimately parts of it that are a little unresponsive. Yeah.
I feel like there are. I kind of see where you're coming from, but for me, like, you know, I'm still in love with it. But there are, I feel like there are, and again, maybe it's just me, like, not being up to like the pace of the game has. But I feel like there's times where there's a little bit of a delay in terms of like when I hit the buttons and like, you know, how quick Sonic gets out of the way.
That's what I'm saying. There's definitely
that or my timing is off, which is certainly possible.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I'm telling you, there is a legitimate delay, and it shows when you do that old school Sonic 3 Emerald Hunt on that map where you get the like blue balls and go into the red ones.
Yeah, that's the map I'm talking about, and I love that thing. And I've gotten pretty good. I'm really hoping that we see the special stage from Sonic 1. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god, I wish.
The one where like the whole map spins around and you're like going through the like the walls of the diamonds or whatever.
And the birds are in the background.
Yeah, man.
Pelicans or whatever, those seagulls. I love that music. It was a great time.
Yeah, I really love that. As I was listening to this music, I was like, oh, you ordered the vinyl? Like, you ordered the soundtrack? I'm like, I should have bought it.
Dude, I had to. As soon as I started hearing those tunes again, I was so happy that I ordered the vinyl.
Oh, dude, I'm glad for you. I'm jealous. Which color did you end up getting?
Oh, the clear blue.
The clear blue. Okay, I like the multicolored one myself, but...
Oh, wow.
But that's okay, man. I'm happy with this game. I'm glad you're having a good time with it, for sure. And ladies and gentlemen out there, you know, in the internet world, if you are not having a good time with Sonic Mania, we want to hear from you. Reach out to us over on @SwitchItUp Show. And of course, you know, if you don't like Sonic, if you're not in the mood for Splatoon, you go right ahead and you switch it up.